Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. So get in here, y'all. Get comfortable. This is the Oval, okay? Season 3, episode 13. Tragic Monologues. Okay. They need to call this damn show the Crazy House because that's what they be giving me. But anyway, let's get into it. Child, Jason jumped off the damn building, okay? He jumped off the roof. He fell on the car that Cal was on and broke that damn car all up. Cal talking about something, get me out of here, get me out of here. Screaming, and they telling him, we trying to see what's going on with the damn first son. He done jumped off the damn roof, and he talking about he don't care, just get him out of there. And so, basically, they checking on him. They saying, call the doctor, get the doctor out here now. Sam is asking him, how did this happen? How did he get out his sight? He's like, I don't know. He went up there to smoke a cigarette. Oh, you let him, and all that good stuff, or whatever the case may be. And so, like I said, Cal is busy screaming. At one point, they were saying, what was he doing in the car? Was he handcuffed? And they was taking him out. And Sam is kind of like, listen, don't worry about him. Go get the damn doctor, okay? Go get him quick. That's the only thing you need to be worried about right about now. And so, they say, they on their way. And so then when they do come out, when he does say, okay, y'all could take Cal out, Cal is over here telling them to take the handcuffs off of him. And Sam is like, no, he's under arrest. He's being held. This is under the order of the vice president. You go ahead and take him away. Okay, let his ass be locked up for a minute and let us deal with this situation going on, with the first son. And in the meantime, the vice president is just finishing their speech. Bobby and Max is trying to get them up out the White House, and Victoria and Hunter is meeting them in the hallway like, oh, we know you didn't think you was going to just slide your behinds out of here. You're going to come in the office and we're going to have a meeting. We need to talk. And so Max and them is like, we don't think it's a good idea. And if he does go in, Max wants to be in there with him. Hunter's calling him a Boy Scout, and he's like, yep. And he's like, oh, well, it was nothing personal or whatever. And Max is like, and it didn't cost much. And Max was like, it cost me my life. And then Hunter gonna talk about exactly. So of course you know how they are. They going back and forth saying they want to go in the Oval Office, that they're not gonna let them leave. They want everybody in there. In the meantime, Sam is running up to them to try to let them know what's going on. And Hunter is saying right now, not right now, Sam, and walking away. And then he does get to tell Victoria. She acts like she don't give two shits. She talking about soul and like, what's your point? I'm like, damn, this is such a cold bitch. I swear, it's just a little bit too much for me. As crazy as damn Jason is, and as bad as I wanted him to been damn die already, it's like, with seeing that he got parents like this, you really can't even blame him for being so damn crazy. It's beyond ridiculous. Okay, so nonetheless, they in there and they, just starting to talk. And Donald ends up asking Sam like more questions than, Victoria do. Like, is he okay? Where is he at now? Where did they take him? And then he asks him, did he see Cal? And Sam lies and says no. And he says, well, if you do, let him know that I'm looking for him and he needs to come to me right away. And he's like, yes, sir. So in the meantime, they in the Oval, and of course, Victoria's like, I don't know what the heck, we thought y'all was doing. And her and the vice lady is going back and forth. She's like, oh, we knew exactly what we doing and what we capable of. And then Victoria was saying that she was rude and she was laughing, and she was like, I look forward to returning dignities to the White House. You're such a disgrace. Now Ms. Vice President is showing her behind. And so Victoria was like, look at her, Hunter. She don't know. And so Hunter's just basically looking. She was like, I'll slap this bitch. And he was like, of course you will. And so, and she says he'll decapitate one. And the vice lady is telling them, be careful. And she was like, you two are over, And she says, come on, honey. And I'm looking forward to leaving you two with your, heads tucked between your damn legs or whatever. And so at the same time, Donald comes in and he's trying to tell them again what the hell is going on with their son. And so Hunter is basically like, what do you mean? What happened? And he was like, Jason damn jumped off the damn roof. And he was like, how come you didn't tell me about this before? He was like, do you care about him at all? You knew about this? And Victoria's like, yeah, of course I care. Yeah, I knew. And Donald was like, I was trying to tell you what the heck was going on, but you kept telling me you need to be here. So he was like, I'm going to get you the motorcade. And he was like, no, I think he told him to get the helicopter, whatever. He was like, yes, sir. And so she talking about she cares in public. And he said, go to hell, Victoria. And he went, ahead to go to the hospital. So at least as crazy as damn Hunter is, he do care about his child. And Donna was basically like, ma'am, like, aren't you going to go to the hospital with your husband? And she talking about assemble the press corps. And he was like, I don't think that's wise. And of course she talking about, who the hell do you think you're talking to? If you don't put them together, then I'm going to get my own people to put them together. I ain't got time for you and your shenanigans or whatever. And he was like, ma'am, what exactly are you going to do, And she was like, what? And he was like, your son is not dead. And she was like, well, he jumped off the building. I mean, this lady is sick. Like, she needs to be in a damn mental institution, okay? Right along next to damn Jason. And she just tells him, just do what I say. And even Donna was looking shocked and looking like, this can't be freaking real. And I mean, that take a lot for damn Donald to feel that way about somebody. So then, Sam is letting them know the car got messed up. He's letting them know that he basically got Kyle. He's secure. And of course, Max is going on and on and on of where is he. He wants him. And he was like, look, I got another vehicle for you. And they said, well, they're going to all be riding together. Sam tells him that they're going to keep in touch. And he's like, look, he's secure as far as Kyle goes. And Max is damn near ready to fight Sam because he don't want to let this damn thing go with Kyle. He want Kyle as bad. And so Bobby is telling him, come on, we don't got time for that. We got to get in this motorcade. We got to get them to safety. And this, Max says to Sam, this is some bullshit. And I'm like, Max, just go ahead and go and get your behind out of there, okay? I don't know what exactly Sam got planned, but he did lock him up. And I don't know how long he going to be able to keep, lying to Donald and how exactly that's going to work. So I guess we'll see, yo. They keep some craziness going on. And then we had gosh, why am I not even remembering her damn name right now to come back to me? We have Sam's wife come over to Nancy, like Richard had told her to. And basically, she trying to take her mind off of things and sit down and talk with her for a minute or whatever have you. And she asking her what's going on, how she doing, do she want some tea? And then she was like basically coming off with this attitude right off the back, like, what is this about? And she was like, what do you mean? She was like, I mean, what is this about? And she was like, okay, well, she was like, Richard wanted you to come here. He asked me to talk to you, and she was like, I'm fine. She was like, are you? She was like, yeah, you don't got to worry about me. She was like, are you sure? And she was like, what did he say? And she was like, well, he said you not yourself, and you under a lot of pressure at the White House. And so she's like, I'm not. And she was like, so why you don't take some time off? And she was like, no, I'm not doing it. She was like, Nancy, she's a horrible human being. And Nancy talking about, is she? And she was like, yeah, you wouldn't believe how bad she is, how bad she treats her, children, how she goes through everything that she went through to get to Sam. Priscilla, that's her name. I know it would come back to me. So she was like, she's just wicked and evil, which she is. She ain't lying. And so she says, well, do you cook for her? And she was like, not anymore. I don't trust myself and she don't trust me either. So she was like, did you confront her? And she was like, well, I almost did. And she was like, well, how the hell you still have your job? But she was like, she don't have the kind of power that she thinks she has. So, of course, Nancy's like, what? And she was like, yes, she don't have the problem. She was like, girl, today she wanted me to sit down and eat with her. And Nancy's like, what? And she was like, yeah, she likes to play these little games, but she don't know who she playing with. She got the right one. Priscilla be having me cracking up, though. I can't lie. And so basically she was like, girl, please take some time off. And she was like, nope, I'm not giving her the satisfaction. And of course they going back and forth about that. She was like, oh, well, I can't just sit around like you do, Nancy. So of course now Nancy's in her damn feelings. She done offended her. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it. She was like, I didn't mean it that way. She was like, no, you meant it. And she was like, no, I'm sorry. And she was like, listen, I don't just sit around. I do take care of my husband and my son. And I'm thinking in my head, girl, your son is a grown ass man, okay, but whatever. So nonetheless, she was like, I know you do. And then, Nancy's telling her she understands. And she was like, look, all I wanted to do was just try to talk to you and make you, feel a little bit better. And she was like, I know when I insulted you, and I do apologize for that. She was like, I just need to go home and get some rest. All of this has been very trying. And Nancy basically tells her, I understand. And she says, but again, I'm real sorry. And, Nancy accepted her apology. And she was like, I appreciate you checking on me. And, I'm gonna go ahead and go home now. So she basically goes to leave. Then we have Richard and Sam talking, and I'm just like, what is really going on between Richard, Sam, and Priscilla? Because obviously they all have been working, I guess, undercover all this time for all these years in the White House. Richard is saying there's certain things that he can't do, there's certain things he can't tell him. Sam have to be the one to do it. And I'm like, if Richard had all this authority, then how come he wasn't helping with the situation with his granddaughter being taken more, and he kept putting everything on Sam? I'm just confused with that part. But nonetheless, he was like, asking Sam if he told anybody else about the Sharon situation. And he was saying, yeah, he told the chief of staff. And he was like, he can't be trusted. He's a part of all of this. And Sam was like, I know, but he boxed me in. I really didn't have no choice. And so Richard was just telling him to be careful, and that he's going to have to go ahead and check up on, Sharon, and try to give her a heads up about the situation. He's going to go home. And so he was like, okay, no problem. And then they were saying, I got you or whatever, and thank you, and all right, well, keep me posted. And so, basically, I guess Richard is on his way home, and also to check on Sharon and see what the heck is going on. And Sam said, that sounds good. So in the meantime, they leave out. So then you got one of the Secret Service men, Alonzo, coming by to talk to gosh, I'll be forgetting these people names. Y'all gotta forgive me. They leave me and then they come back to me again. When they come back, I'll let y'all know. But basically, it was the guy that was working at the White House too, that was dating the girl Ellie that got killed. And he's basically stopping there to ask him, like, did you hear? Did you know what happened? He was like, hear about what? And he's like, the first son, he jumped off the roof. And then he's like, what about him? He's like, really? He was like, oh, wow. He was like, well, I was telling y'all about him, because the guy was like, you don't seem surprised. And he was like, well, I mean, we both know that the damn guy was crazy. And he was like, yeah, I do know that. And so he was just like, damn, this is all crazy. So he was like, well, what are you doing back here? And he was like, well, I was just thinking about the fact of, what happened to Ellie. And I know you loved her. I know how much you loved her. I know how hard this is for you. And he was like, the fact that the other girl got killed at the White House, Jean or whatever, I seen her go upstairs. I never seen her come back down. And I'm thinking, he was like, so basically you think that he could have had something to do with it? And he was like, well, yeah, I mean, if he could do that and he all damn crazy and he told me himself different things that he did, then why couldn't it have been, him? And so he's telling him over and over, he know that it's true, that she told him, the first lady called him. And he was like, well, the first lady told you that she had something to do with Ellie's death. And he's like, no, she didn't come right out and say that. But she basically was calling me and she was threatening me or whatever. Alan, that's his name. I'm sorry, y'all. I told you names be coming and going to me. And he was like, I don't know what else to tell you, like, if you don't want to believe me. And he was like, well, the vice president went off today basically talking about the first lady and the president and saying how they're responsible for these deaths. But I know for a fact that Jason was the one that killed Jean, because like I said, he saw her go upstairs and never seen her come back down on the camera. So he was like, there was never any footage of her coming out. So I know, that he had to do with that death, but they're blaming all of it on the first lady and her husband, and they didn't do that part. He did. And he was like, so you're telling me you think the kid killed Ellie? And he was like, you know what? I would have believed that. But the fact that this lady was calling me, that X's him out of that one. Like, maybe he did that one you talking about, but he didn't do this one. He was like, you thinking that he shot Ellie or whatever the case may be. And so the guy's basically like, look, I don't know what happened, but I think it was the kid. And he was like, look, I can't do this right now. He was like, I can't do it anymore. Just please, go ahead. Where you going? So Alonzo says to him, like, okay, let's just have a drink, calm yourself down. And he was like, he's just like, I can't believe this. This is just so crazy. And it is damn crazy. It's like a damn circus, okay? And so they both basically saying they can't believe it. He's pouring a drink and he was like, I can't believe she's really gone. And he was like, yeah, I'm so sorry. He was like, let me pour, and basically makes them both a drink. And I'm like, Alan, I don't even know why you still there in that apartment, baby, because my ass would have been gone. They would have been knocking and coming looking, and they would have been like, yo, it was nothing there. When we went in the apartment, it was empty, okay? We don't know where he went, but he ain't there no more. There's no way in the world that I would still be living there. But anyway, then we see Sharon and Dell arguing about who's going to tell him. And he's like, tell me what? And I don't know what the hell they was talking about, because then Richard comes. He's checking up on her, and he's basically, asking her how's everything going, saying, can he step outside and talk to her for a minute? And he's like, have you heard anything? He was like, basically, we investigating it. We trying to work around things now. I just want to make sure you didn't see anybody following you. Nobody's been bothering you. And she's like, no, everything's pretty much been okay. She's just, waiting to see what the hell the outcome of all of this is going to be, because this is just crazy. So in the meantime, you hearing different car sounds as they talk, and Lord, I was so nervous thinking somebody gonna run up on their damn ass. And it end up being Barry ass coming out, and then, I just see Richard talking about whoa, 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 so I didn't know who the hell it was gonna be walking up. And he's saying he figured it out. He's like, I can remember the time when they came and got Denise, and I forgot all about that. And he was like, she ended up disappearing. She was never heard of after that and all this other kind of stuff. So he was like, is that what it is? Did the president come and send somebody to get you? Because he's crazy and he acting like, he about to go there to do something to the damn president. I'm like, Barry, sit your ass down. What you going to do? And he telling her how he could protect her, that she needs to come home with him, that, Kareem can't protect her and all this stuff, and his father's telling him this is bigger than any of y'all, okay? This is nothing to play with. You can't handle this in a certain way. It's already being taken care of. We can't talk about it just like that. Go home. I'll talk to you about it there. But of course, Barry, being Barry, he still talking about, Sharon, what did he do to you? What did they do to you? And he was like, tell me. She's like, nothing. And he was like, did he come and get you or something? He did, didn't he? And so, Richard is just telling him over and over, take your behind home, and I will tell you everything. He was like, you cannot do this right now. And so he's like, oh, he can't protect you. I can. And I'm like, Barry, what the hell protection you going to do, boy? What protection are you going to do? What have you done so far in all of this damn time? And then he's telling her, Sharon, you know how much I love you and all this. At this point, Kareem is walking towards the door. So she basically said, he asked, is everything okay? And Barry talking about, get back in the store. Yeah, everything is okay. So she tells him Barry was just leaving and Richard was too. And then Richard says yes. And he was like, just remember what I said. And she was like, yes, okay. And then he tells him, come on, Barry. Of course, Barry was still trying to stand there for a minute and be like, Sharon. And then, Richard pulled his behind on. And they go home. And then Kareem is asking Sharon and she's okay. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, well. And then, she's just like, look, can we lock up and get the heck out of here and go back to your place, please? And he was like, yeah, come on. So they go back in the damn store to lock up. I don't understand what the hell they went to the store for in the first place, but whatever. And so then we give Victoria crazy ass. And I was like, listen, I can't. Like, this is really some sick shit. I don't know any damn mother that would be like this at all. And they be sometimes talking about the worst mothers of damn power, baby. Them mothers ain't got nothing on no damn Victoria, okay? And even Veronica, like if Veronica would have got a chance to meet up with Victoria, I wonder what would have happened. These damn people are sick. She's sitting there trying to pretend and get herself to cry. Can't even make herself cry. Can't fake the tears at all. He's coming in like, oh, I want to tell you about your son. Do you want to update on him? She asking him, do I look sad? And then he's like, no, well, actually, you look mad. And he's like, do you want to know how your son is doing? And she talking about, look at me, look at me. What about this? She like, oh, my God, I don't know what it is. I can't get a damn sad face for nothing. And then she starts laughing hysterically. And Donna was just sitting there looking at her like, and then he's like telling her, you need damn help. You need some serious help. Should I freaking calling your son's doctor to check on you too? And then she laughing, telling him, oh, can I tell you the story? When he was little, I would read him, The Wizard of Oz, and I would tell him about how the scarecrow needed a brain, and the Tin Man needed a heart, and the lion needed courage. And he was like, well, I think I know where this is going. And she gonna talk about, oh, right now I need to see the wizard, and that's why I got on this yellow dress for the yellow brick road to get to the wizard. And she was like, man, he thought he had wings. And she's laughing hysterically about this shit, talking about that brought tears to her eyes by her laughing so hard. That's what she was trying to get, the tears, but is she can't get the emotions together, whatever the case may be. Is the wrong emotions, and emotions is funny, and she talking about he a little crazy mother. And I'm just like, yo, like, I don't understand this, seriously. And so then he's telling her, well, the press is gathered there now. I don't know if you want to tell me what the hell you planning on going out there and talking to them about. She talking about, oh, if I wanted to tell you that, I would have been told you, or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man, this lady is beyond. It's beyond anything I ever seen in my life. And so, nonetheless, she's basically like, I'll be there, okay? And still laughing. I mean, she just sat there laughing for a good 5 minutes. And then he's like, okay, yes, ma'am. And she's like, thank you, Donald. And I'm like, man, listen, y'all need to slip something in her damn drink. And he was like, man, perhaps if I told you about your son, and she gonna talk about, no, look, please don't make me smile, because me hearing the more pain that he would be in is the more I would be laughing. And he's like, your son is in serious conditions. He's in critical condition. And she was like, all that shit is funny to me. Donald just stopped, and he's sitting there like with his mouth open. And she was like, basically saying it's so annoying. Just go, 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 go. Oh, just give me a minute to get myself together. I'm like, she's disgusting. I'm sorry, y'all, but that's actually turning me off. It's not even funny. It's just too much for me. And so, nonetheless, we get, Max and Bobby back at the hotel room, or whatever the case may be, with Lily. And, he's telling her that they got the vice president secure. And you got Max calling up Sam and telling him he wants Cal. He's telling him that he gonna meet him at some damn spot and leave a truck there with a damn some combination to it for him to leave Max in there. Sam is telling Sam is telling him over and over he can't do that. Bobby's asking Lily how she been making out. She says she's so tired of running and hiding. She just want everything to be over. She was spitting up water for a while, but she's okay. And he was like, it'll be over soon. And she was like, yeah, well, he tried to kill me. He was like, I know, but I wasn't going to let that happen. And she was like, just going through the motions or whatever from her experience. At the same time, you got, like I said, Max and Sam back and forth on the phone. Sam is telling him he can't do that. He's a good guy. Max said he was a good guy before too. Sam is saying he's on the right side. He can't do that, or whatever the case may be. And then, Bobby's asking Lily, how she feeling. And she's basically like, she's not going to be okay until she knows he's dead. So it's like Lily's stuck on Cal, and damn, Max is stuck on Cal. And then, he was letting her know we have Kyle. He's in a bunk in the White House, because she basically was like, she want Donald and Kyle damn dead. And she took him out, give him to me. I'm like, girl, who the hell make you think you gonna get him over everybody? And so he was like, look, we gotta see how everything plays out with the vice president first. And she basically was like, okay. And I'm like, man, listen, y'all really, girl, you ain't even about a part of the damn Secret Service or none of that, and you think they gonna go above you? So then he asked if she want a drink. She said, yeah, he fixed her a drink, whatever have you. So like I said, Max is busy going back and forth with Sam and saying he going to be there in an hour. Sam telling him over and over, he can't do that. And he's like, I gotta go. But, Max does get to give him like all the information of where he going to be in the combination. So I don't know what Sam going to do. It was seeming like he was kind of thinking about it a little bit. But he ended up hanging up the phone on him and telling him, listen, I can't do that. And he was like, I gotta follow the orders or whatever. And he said, doing stuff the right way doesn't get us anywhere. It always backfires and all of that. Which, I understand where he coming from. He probably right, especially with what happened at the damn end. But nonetheless, he tells him he gotta get on the phone, and he goes ahead in the room, I guess, to where Sam is to where Cal is to interrogate him. And at the same time, Max gets off the phone with him and starts putting on, his jacket, or grabbing his jacket and stuff to go out the door. Bobby asks him where he going. He's like, out. And then he's like, are you okay? And he says, yeah. Then Lily is like, is he okay? And he was like, yeah, he'll be good. So then they both just sitting there drinking, and, she's still telling him, like, once I know everything is over, I'll be good, and she come over and sit on his lap or whatever the case may be, and he was like, it's gonna be over soon. So then we get Victoria Raggedy behind, with Donald bringing her in like she supposed to be so emotional and out of it. You seeing Hunter looking at her on the TV, you seeing the Vice President, First Lady looking at her, you seeing Priscilla looking at her. They're showing all different shots of the different people that seeing her on the TV. She's sitting there crying. Basically, this chick turns, and I mean, Jason really did kill damn Jean, so it is what it is. But I was like, damn girl, you trifling. She basically gets up there, blames both the deaths on him, says they didn't know, and he's sick and he needed therapy, and that's probably why he jumped off the damn roof, and that they feel so remorseful, and they felt the country, they was trying to devote themselves to doing what they had to do for the country, and taking care of him. So Priscilla screaming like, shut the hell up. She like, and they gonna fall for this shit. They gonna fall for this shit. And I'm with you, Priscilla. More than likely they will. The Vice President and them saying, do you think they're gonna get away with this? They like, nah, they can't. We gonna, keep pushing back on this. And then what's his name? Aaron is saying, old Alan, he's like, they so full of crap. You don't believe any of this, right? And the other guy answering, he just throwing back his damn shots. And here go Victoria pretending that she damn fainted. And I just was like, child, to be honest, I'm not shocked. And I doubt Jason is dead. Some kind of way he's probably going to miraculously survive. Because we know damn well when it was the have and the have-nots, Wyatt survived about 10 damn times. I was so tired of that boy. I would be very shocked if they just kill him off immediately just like that. But either way, more than likely they probably gonna get away with it. I was shocked, like I said, that it even went this damn far. And so I guess we'll see what's gonna happen next week, y'all. But tell me if I left anything out. Put it in the comments. Tell me what you thought about this episode, what you looking forward to for next week. Put it all in the comments. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Okay, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, talk to y'all later. Toodaloo.